Welcome back to more Sip the Tally. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today we're going to take a look at how the Chicago Bears shut down the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions did a number on themselves, and really, I think it's more so how the Detroit Lions kind of shot themselves in the foot against the Chicago Bears. They were the Cheddar Bob versus the Chicago Bears more so than anything that the Bears did to stop themselves. But let's take a look at all the possessions and what they did with them or how they blew them versus the Chicago Bears. They had 11 total possessions. They ended up with 4 punts, 5 turnovers, 4 straight turnovers at one point, and 4 possessions in the final quarter ended up in turnovers. Detroit only had 13 first downs and lost time of possession 26 minutes to 33 minutes to the Chicago Bears. They only had 267 total yards of offense while averaging a total of 390 yards during the 2023 season. That's 133 less yards than they normally get on a regular basis in the season. Jaquan Brisker for the Bears had 17 total tackles, 2 passes defended, and a forced fumble. Let's take a look at drive by drive, how each drive failed and what was the deciding factor to make each drive fail. On the first drive, after a triple penalty by the center Glasgow, Jared Goff was sacked by Yannick Ngakoue on the third down play, which ended in a punt. The second drive, which ended in an interception, the Lions ran a flood concept on fourth down. And number 33, Johnson for the Bears, played it perfectly. And on the flood concept, you have a flat person, an intermediate route, and a deep route. And what Johnson did was he played the intermediate route and gave up the flat route because he could come up and make the tackle on that. I don't know if Jared Goff just didn't see him, but he threw the intermediate route trying to get the first down yardage. Johnson just sat there. When he threw it, jumped it and picked it, which was a terrible read by Jared Goff. And a lot of the stuff that happened in this game, I would say it's Jared Goff's fault. But on this play in particular, Jared Goff definitely did not see Brisker or just disregarded him thinking his guy was going to make a play or he could get over Johnson. And Johnson picked it off and ended the second drive. Now, that third and fourth drive ended in touchdowns. One by Gibbs, another by number 8, Reynolds. Now, on the fifth possession, which started a string of 3 and outs. It was a 3 and out. The Lions went 2 by 2 on third down. They motioned the trips, sending Amon-Ra St. Brown to the other side. The Bears countered that by sending 6 people and playing cover 1 behind it. Jameson Williams ran a corner route. Jared Goff underthrew him, even though he was getting pressure by Tremaine Edmonds. And David Montgomery did a good job of trying to pick up Edmonds, but Edmonds pretty much blew through him and got immediate pressure on Goff. And Goff just kind of flung it up there and didn't get enough on it to get it to Jameson Williams. Their sixth drive, another 3 and out. Started with a false start to put them behind the sticks. And on 3rd and 15, the Bears played the sticks coverage with a cover 3 look. And pretty much all of their underneath coverages were at the sticks anyway. The Lions ran 4 verts, forcing a check down to Montgomery. And even though they got 12 yards on it, they needed 15. The Bears came up and stopped Montgomery 3 yards short, which was a turnover on downs. Forced the punt. Not turnover on downs, forced the point. The 7th drive, another 3 and out. They had 3 plays on this drive. They had a Gibbs run for 0 yards, another Gibbs run for -1 yards, and an incomplete pass for the second 3 and out in a series of 3 straight 3 and outs. Then your 8th drive, fumble. Second play of the drive, they went tackle over. Jared Goff dropped the snap, which caused the fumble. The Bears turned it over. So this is all what I would call shooting yourself in the foot for the most part. Stuff that the Bears didn't necessarily force it. The Lions just pretty much gave it up. We go to our 9th drive. On the fourth play of the drive, which was 4th down, Jamar Gibbs is stopped short. And what confused me on this play was instead of them running something downhill, whether it be with Gibbs or Montgomery, they ran a gap play. The Bears got great penetration. They got a 57 set the edge, and they just bottled Gibbs up and did not allow him to get the yardage needed for the 4th down. On the 10th drive, the Lions were able to get a few first downs on the 10th drive, but after a sack on 3rd and 10 by Javonte Dexter out of UF, the Lions were faced with a 4th and 17. Now, what the Bears did was they pretty much bagged all that coverage up to the sticks again. The Lions sent 3 receivers deep, and they all turned left at the sticks. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown, for some reason, still got open, but Jared Goff had a pitiful throw, and it bounced about a yard in front of Amon-Ra St. Brown. And again, the coverage was deep, but the play call was spot on. Amon-Ra St. Brown got open. It was a terrible ball by Jared Goff, as you can see on the screen. And the last drive, which was the 11th drive, which also ended in an interception, but it was desperation time. They were down 2 scores. They ended up being in 4th and 24, and they had to throw it up deep. Jared Goff got pressure at the end, and it ended up being a fluttering ball, and Tremaine Edmonds ended up picking. Now, a few numbers to kind of throw at you toward the end. Detroit is the 5th best team rushing in the NFL at 137 yards per game. Now, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, both had 66 yards rushing, so they kind of fit the number right there. But they also averaged 21 first downs a game. They only had 13 this game. And their total yardage for the season is 390 yards a game. They only had 267 yards this game. So shout out to the Bears defense for doing their job. But I really think it was the Lions that hurt themselves in this game. So the Lions shut the Lions down and cost themselves a costly game in the NFC, especially with a chance to try to fight for a home playoff game. Because I think the number 1 seed is out of the picture, especially with the 49ers, the Cowboys, and the Eagles being at 10-3. They cost themselves a chance at a home playoff game potentially with that loss. So we'll see if the Lions can bounce back coming into week 15. And I appreciate you guys for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me at the bar. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. And this is Coach Evans, and I'll see you next time. Peace.